Hello, Star Wars Galaxy of Hero players. This is Andy. Today, I'm going to be talking about some what ifs on what characters we could expect to see that are possibly non-attackers. We have a plethora of attackers in the game. We have a plethora of non-attackers. Just kidding. We only have two, being Hermit Yoda and C-3PO. And if any of the other characters leave the battle or leave the game, or what's the wording? If there's no other attackers, they retreat from battle. Um, so it's kind of, if they've done this, I wasn't thinking C-3PO would come to the game because he doesn't really attack. And I think it should have been unique that was Hermit Yoda. But now that they're going to expand into it, I'm going to throw in some possibilities that could come into the game. That could not attack, but of course they would have that similar ability where if there's no other attackers, they retreat because what's the point of it not even attacking? Yes, Jawa Engineer. Me personally, I feel like they should change Jawa Engineer up a little bit. Turn him into a non-attacker. Just because, yes, he can throw his thermal detonator, but he is really helpless with that thermal detonator. Literally helpless. So I feel like whenever they rework Jawas, I hope they do that with Jawa Engineer, because throwing a grenade, a thermal, it's not worth it. It really isn't. But going into it, what characters I can see. Now, first I want to talk about one I've actually seen a few times on the forums here and there, since, especially when I started doing the forums. Yeah, I have yet to create a new account with the SWGOH forums, but that's fine. I'm okay with that just because I just, look up the forums. I don't reply into them because I'd rather make a YouTube video out of it than just post it. But I do want to just say that I have seen some thoughts on as you can see in the picture in the background, or on screen, Force Ghosts. Being Old Ben, Hermit Yoda, or just Yoda, Spirit Yoda, Yoda Spirit, whatever you want to call these guys. Force Ghost Yoda. Yoda. I don't know what they would call it specifically, in what order, in what way. They'll figure that out. Spirit Anakin, and then finally, of course, Spirit Qui-Gon, that was in the Mortis arc of Star Wars Clone Wars. I feel like these characters would have to be unique enough to where, first off, they are already dead, so they can't die. I feel like what would make these four... I will also add in the thoughts of Sith. When we're talking about Force Ghosts, it's also like Sith spirits, Sith illusions in a sense. Like Darth Bane was in Clone Wars, since they canonized the fact that Sith can't, be like Force Ghosts in a sense, kind of thing. Even though in Legends they had that happen a ton of times. But Darth Bane could be one of the Sith that could do that. But my thoughts on these characters, these ghost characters, I feel like they should do a basic ability and a unique ability, and that's it. A 2-ability character, I know that's kind of weird. Yes, they'd have to be unlocked a different way. I feel like all of them should be unlocked in their own unique way, kind of like a legendary event or something. They would still have the ability to retreat if there's no other attackers. But I feel like being a basic and a unique, have a ghost ability, no attack, unless they want Yoda having an attack, just because Yoda's the Grand Master, and we see that in Episode 8. But I kind of don't like that in a sense. But that's another topic for another time. But having them have a basic that kind of helps buff heroes, buff allies, stuff like that. So like maybe Old Ben's ghost would give, accuracy up and stuff, give some buffs around. And then maybe the Sith would do debuffs on the other side and maybe a buff on your side, just to give that. And if there's a unique, maybe while the Spirit is active, they also, certain characters get certain Spirit bonuses. Like Old Ben, Ghost Obi-Wan Kenobi, he could give like some sort of permanent, like 25 or 30, max accuracy, or 30% accuracy to any Luke Skywalker that's on the field, which right now we only have 2, CLS and the Farm Boy Luke. So he'd boost those guys up accuracy wise, and maybe something else. It wouldn't be like a big boost. It wouldn't be Hermit Yoda level. It would be just like kind of a step down a little bit, but still being viable to play in some teams. But I don't know. I don't know how they would really do that, to be honest, because the name of the game nowadays is a plethora load of text in one ability. That's their game plan, I've noticed. But I feel like maybe just making these characters simple because they're dead. They can't die again, in a sense, because they already died. So just make them to where they can't die. But that's another thing, though, is they can't be targeted. They can't be interacted with. But they just can't die. They just stay on the field. But like I said, they don't have like massive healing bonuses. They just, spread around light buffs here and there. And that means they could even be set up to where they don't get modded either. I don't know. I don't know what they would do. That's just kind of my idea. I could be wrong, and that could be a horrible idea. But I feel like, again, these guys just will never attack. They can't. A lot of the times, the ghosts really can't attack you physically. Maybe they can use a force push or something, but I don't know. Next is the mouse droid. Another character, actually, I feel like would have this unique setup. Because it's small, it's, you don't see it do a lot. It's like a data transfer droid, but it transfers smaller amounts of data, and it zips around. Like, for example, the Empire had it for the Death Star, but it was also used by the Separatists and the Galactic Republic. So I feel like this character here could be, again, a basic and a unique, but it would be super fast, super evasive, and also maybe have a unique ability to where basic attacks that say that they automatically, they can't be evaded, can now be evaded, kind of thing, just to counter like Han Solo's basic. So he could dodge both Han Solo's shots, that kind of thing. I think that'd be kind of cool because of how fast and zippy those mouse droids are. I'm sure you could still catch them, and if you actually play Star Wars Jedi Outcast, yes, you can quickly pop out and the stormtrooper could kill you, which is weird, right? They have super accuracy or something, like 2,000 plus accuracy. But anyways, of course it was game design. But mouse droids, again, they're just data setups. And of course, I feel like, I could be wrong. Obviously, just a fun concept. The Death Star had mouse droid racing. Yeah, to see which droid can carry their data to the bottom of the Death Star and back up again to see who would win. There you go, because those are little zippy fast droids. But again, like I said, and its basic would, just give some buffs. Its unique would just have those little ability effects and maybe some buffs. And of course, again, it'd be kind of a split 3 faction. Mouse droid is an interesting concept, though, to have. The next one, gonk droids. Gonk droids, I still feel like, now gonk droids are not going to be a 2 ability. I feel like at least a minimum of a 3 ability for gonk droids. A basic, especially unique, or a basic, unique, something of that nature. But they're power droids. They give power to things. So first off, I easily can see them being for droid factions and other factions. Again, this is another neutral. I don't remember if I mentioned. Oh no, this one would be multiple different factions, but gonk droids would be a neutral faction because the Empire uses them, the Rebels use them, the Resistance use them, the First Order I'm sure uses them. So I don't remember if they used them. Galactic Republic, Separatists, all a lot of the factions use them, dark and light, because they're power droids. They're walking batteries. Hey, battery, get over here. I need you to charge this up. Thank you. So if you ever, I know it's a Pokemon Go thing, but Pokemon Go, just have a gonk droid with you on your walks. You'll never run out of power. But your legs will. Your phone won't, but your legs will. But anyways, no, gonk droids are just walking batteries. So I feel like, yes, they could theoretically be tanky, and I feel like they could give like the protection up effect or something of that nature. But gonk droids, yeah, I feel like, again, a basic special, basic special unique or basic unique, just to change up the fact that it is a power droid and it wouldn't attack. And I bet a lot of fans, there's some fans out there that would probably like this character in the game. AP5, the unknowingly protocol inventory style droid that's kind of the C-3PO counterpart to Chopper, as a partner or whatever the wording would be. But yes, AP5. Now, I did do a video on how or what Star Wars Rebels can bring to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. At the time, this was done before 3PO was even announced. I think it was done around the time that we did get that little leaked screenshot of C-3PO, but I kind of was like, man, it's probably a myth. But at the time, I didn't add AP5 because I was just like, meh. But now I do want to add AP5. Since we're going to get C-3PO, why not add AP5? Now, will he have the number of abilities that AP5 or C-3PO has? No. What I can see him having is maybe a basic special and 1 or 2 uniques, and he would have some synergy. Well, first off, he'd have a Phoenix tag. He obviously would have Rebel because he's Phoenix, but he would also have a Galactic Republic tag because he was at one point Galactic Republic, then he became Empire. Yeah, you could say that he could have had Empire tag as well, which would make his kit more unique. But he was just, treated horribly by the Empire. Sorry about that. He was treated horribly by the Empire. So I don't see the Empire tag being added, but he could have it added. And he could be still just one of the only unique light side Empires. And he'd be another droid for the Empire, and he may give some buffs to the Empire, but he would also have some hate towards the Empire as well. So he'd be kind of one of those weird, odd, unique characters. But I still feel that he would have some synergies with Chopper. I feel like when Chopper is taunting, or like if he's with Chopper, I feel like Chopper would get a huge, bigger boost, and maybe an offense boost, a health boost, a protection boost. You name it. And whenever Chopper taunts, maybe he adds more taunting turn meter. Accuracy goes up to, or evasion goes up to 50%. With Chopper, maybe he gets crit immunity, something of that nature. Because if you do watch the episodes that AP5 first met Chopper, once AP5 was shot down, Chopper went in like a rage. He became like a Sith droid for a minute. Not really, but he got in a rage. And hey, maybe have some sort of like boost and buff and stuff to that synergy there. It would add another character for the Phoenix team so that you can use Ezra somewhere, you can use Sabine somewhere, and you can run an AP5. I don't know how that would work. Of course, I don't know how they would make his kit, but again, I feel like at least he would be a basic special unique, or at least a basic special unique kind of character. Kind of like Bix, but I feel like 4 abilities wouldn't be too bad. Next, some people have been talking about Gungans. So, first off, Boss Nass, Gungan, but you never see him attack. I know that if you get the toy from back in 1999, 2000, there is a little staff that he has. Yes, he could probably still hold that staff. That'd be kind of cool. But Boss Nass, you never really see him attack, but he can have massive order assists. He's fast at giving orders. He's fast, but he's fast because he's giving orders. He's not, to be honest, like speed-wise, if he was running, a lot of us would outrun him. Outrun that Gungan boss. But Boss Nass, of course, yes, this could also lead into Clone Wars, where they had a different boss. Boss Gungan, I think it was Boss whatever, I don't remember. But Boss Nass could be a unique one. Of course, they would have to add the Gungan faction. And yes, of course, that would lead to none other than Jar Jar Binks being added. I wanted to not include this one, but now I will say some of these characters on the list going forward will probably not. You could, actually make them actually attack, theoretically speaking, like Jar Jar Binks. You could theoretically have some sort of ability to attack, but I'll talk about that in a second. But you don't really see him attack much, which is why he's, But if he does get into the game, obviously they may actually have him have an attack versus Boss Nass. But then again, they may not. And then Jar Jar can do his little clumsy thing out the door if there's no other attackers. But one of the things I would say, if he does have an attack, I feel like he should have a random attack. One of the unique characters that would have a random attack. So he ignores taunts. He even ignores stealth. He can hit people under stealth when there's a taunter sticking out of stealth. So I think that would be unique. And maybe the damage dealt is also randomized. A certain, percentage parameter. So, I don't know, because of just how clumsy he is. And maybe during that clumsiness, he has like maybe a 10% chance to attack an ally. I don't know. That'd be way too crazy of chaos. The Jar Jar team. Would he have a leadership? Heck no. No. But he would definitely be a Gungan. He would definitely be Galactic Republic. It's really what it would be. If there's like some sort of Naboo tag that adds in, maybe. But for the most part, Jar Jar, meh. Again, Gungans, I feel like a decent amount of Gungans would have some at least synergies versus droids, so I hope that when Gungans come around, they're like not super strong against droids, but they have some synergies against them. But that's kind of Jar Jar. Next would be Chancellor and Senator Palpatine, one and or other. These two, obviously we know that he's the Emperor of the Galaxy, but to keep himself disguised, he doesn't attack anybody. He doesn't defend himself at all. He has clones and Jedi, and his Royal Guards protect him, or the Coruscant Guards, the Blue Guards. So really, in all reality, Chancellor Palpatine, if they ever add another version of Palpatine, even though I feel like Darth Sidious needs another update, because he was pretty powerful anyway, so just give him another special ability with lightning. Maybe have some Palpatine Sidious synergies there. But this Palpatine, I feel like, would just be a Galactic Republic leader. That's it. Maybe have some secret Sith synergies or something. So if there's a Sith on the team, they get a buff. Like a secret Sith buff or something. I don't know. So it's something like that. But talking about Chancellor Palpatine, this also leads into the Galactic Senate and any and all of the senators in the game. The franchise. Senators now, I will admit, can have the chance of having blasters. A lot of them do use blasters, so they'll probably be attackers if they ever bring in Senate or senators. I highly doubt it, really. Senators just be boring faction to me, in my opinion. But if they ever add them, they're there. I'm just throwing them in the list just to throw them in the list. Last, we also got Watto. Watto would be more of a scoundrel base. I don't see him doing anything. Yes, he'd probably have a little dice effect. Maybe something random could come from that, but kind of like, Han Solo, young Han's little coin flip. You got him throwing his chance cubes for buffs and stuff. Again, another basic special unique or basic special unique or basic special unique kind of character. 4 ability character, that's it. So we'll see what, if they ever bring Watto in. And yes, when I was talking about Watto, I'm talking about as well as all the pod racers and young Anakin. Young Anakin, I know there's a toy, again, back in the day, he had like a little greaser gun. So it could be like a stunning gun against droids, but I don't ever see this Anakin kid coming into the game. Unless they found a way of making pod racers relevant in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, which I don't even see that happening. They can't get ships right. I hate to say. But they've improved. They've improved in ships. So there just has to be some more improvements in ships before they go to vehicles. And maybe even some sort of like racing sport. Or Star Wars sports in Galaxy of Heroes. Who knows? Sabak maybe? Yeah. Oh, here we go. We're talking now, right? But yeah, pod racers, I don't see it happening. But hey, crazier things can happen just because we've gotten Colonel Stark that not a lot of people have heard of. I haven't really heard of him. We've gotten Wampa added in. We've gotten lots of just, it's crazy. We've got Mob Enforcer. Okay. But yeah, again, that's just the list of characters that could come to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes that are not attackers. Again, like I said, there are some that theoretically could still attack, like Jar Jar and Senators. But Chancellor Palpatine, if they ever add him in, I never see him attacking at all. At all. But other than that, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Could I be wrong with this list? Could I be right with this list? Is there any I missed? Let me know in the comments if I missed any non-attacking characters. Again, one thing I do want to mention is protocol droids. I don't see a lot of them being added unless they want to add a neutral protocol droid, because a protocol droid could be used in any faction, theoretically. But, again, I don't know. So, thanks for watching. I really appreciate all those watch the videos I make, and you guys have a wonderful day.